Welcome to another edition of The Way I See It with your host, Ralph Williams. And now, without further ado, Ralph Williams.
And good evening and welcome to another edition of The Way I See It. Excuse me.
You didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
Oh, yeah. You know it. Oh, yes. We are here tonight, and it is a wonderful Monday night. I know it's a little bit raining outside, but it's always the best on Monday night at 7 p.m. right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter for The Way I See It with myself, Ralph Williams. And I got to tell you, it's been a great week, and I'll tell you why it's been a great week. For the very first time, the first episode that I have ever done that actually, and believe it or not, went ahead and became the most watched episode viewed on YouTube of all the episodes I've done. Okay? Most of my episodes, I do 50 views. This week was 71 as of today, as we're talking right now. All right. And also, I picked up 4 more subscribers in the last week to my Facebook or to my YouTube channel. So I want to thank each and every one of you out there who support this program. All right. Let's send a message to the radio bosses in this town to put this show on the radio. All right. Let's do that. All right. Just for a few announcements here. We're in the First Line Consultant Services studio, is one of our studio sponsor, 1-877-926-6982. Call First Line Consulting Services today. They will set up a website for you. They will manage it, and they will post all videos that you want, anything you want them to do. They will do it for you at a low, low price. Okay, it's a monthly fee. They also have business plans for all businesses. Okay, call them today, 1-877-926-6982. First Line Consulting Services, pennies a day, monthly fee to cover your website. RW Media's website will be up soon. All right, I spoke with them today. It's coming up real shortly. It's a great website. It's going to be. You'll be able to watch this program and every program that I do here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, which is The Way I See It. And then my national shows on Blog Talk Radio, where I do Wrestle Talk on Thursday nights, 7:30 p.m. with our team, our core of guys, Mark Mancini in L.A., who produces the show. Also, we have our new co-host, Bubba Brewer, and Smokin' Jim Frazier. And the 4 of us have the best comprehensive wrestling talk show in the entire nation. And it's picking up steam. We have close to 600 viewers every single night. All right. On Thursday nights. 347-205-9631 is the number to call in order for you to listen to the show. That's every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Blog Talk Radio. Wrestle Talk with myself and with Smokin' Jim Frazier, Mark Mancini, and Bubba Brewer. And then on Saturday mornings, another national show, 9:30 a.m., myself, Mark Mancini. And once in a while, we have Joe Kuglis from Draft 412, who's a sponsor of this show and of Sports Corner, our radio show on Beaver County Radio. All right. And Avi Greenwald also. But once in a while, we have those guys on. Mark and I, we talk bums in sports. And we also talk about sports in general. And I know what the big topic is tonight. And we'll talk about it tomorrow night on Sports Corner Radio, 99.3 FM, 12:30 a.m., 1460 a.m., Beaver County Radio, and all over Western Pennsylvania. And you can watch it If you live in Alaska, if you live in Hawaii, if you live in Michigan, wherever you live, okay, you can catch the Sports Corner Radio Show live on Beaver County Radio's Facebook page and their YouTube channel. You can also listen to it on their website and on their app. Download their app to your phone. Tuesday night, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. All right. Our show is so much talk of the town. Saturday, I was at a car cruise at Beaver County Radio, and all the talk was about my sports program. People were coming up to me and saying they're talking about it everywhere. Okay. And my competition right now is scared. And I told you they were going to be scared because you know why? I'm impeding on them. And I'm glad that's happening. And I told everybody it was going to happen, that I was going to make some of the more powerful radio stations in the city of Pittsburgh look like shameful and have egg on their face and put a bag over their heads, because they should have hired me a long time ago. All right. Okay. Wasn't the time. Now is the time. It's time for me. It's time for me and Smoking Jim Frazier to take over this town in sports talk radio. And we're not only here, we're national now. You can catch us on Amped Up Sports' Facebook page, Sideline Sports' Facebook page, and our brand new, we just got picked up this week by Let's Talk Sports. Okay? And I spoke today to Leo Haggerty from Amped Up Sports. He and I are talking about doing a national general talk show right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. We're going to talk national issues. We're going to talk about stuff everywhere. Okay? But tonight, on the way I see it here, we have a lot to talk about. Okay? And we're going to talk later on about a gentleman in this town who I was on his side until he decided to get on my competition's station and run his mouth about PRT. And in case you don't know who PRT is, that's Pittsburgh Regional Transit here in Pittsburgh. And of course, Brian, this guy who ran his mouth, happens to be somebody who don't know that I am the president of the Allegheny County Transit Council here in Pittsburgh, in Allegheny County. Okay? And what he did was he's opening up a can of worms, and he's getting on my bad side for a statement that he made on one of my competition stations here in Pittsburgh. All right. Welcome, Bill, to the show, Bill Williams. He says, "Hi, Ralph. My friend Steve is a big fan, and it's his birthday. It would mean a lot to him if you would wish Steve the Bull Reese a happy birthday." Well, happy birthday, Steve the Bull Reese. All right. Happy birthday to you. Okay. All right. So there you are. Thank you, Bill Williams. All right. And I want to thank all of you for making this show the way it is now. It's better and bigger and better than ever. All right. And I've made it that way, and you've helped me by viewing. You helped me spread the word to these other stations. Burn up their phones. Send in a petition. Burn up the email of the program director at these stations in Pittsburgh here. And tell them you want the way I see it on there. And now. Because it needs to happen. Sports Corner's already making it. And I want to thank Beaver County Radio for that. Because they're making it happen for me. And I'm making it happen for them. But now it's time for me to make it happen again 2 times now. Okay? And from now on, the way I see it is dedicated to my late father, Ralph Williams II, and my nephew, Sean Negley Jr., who passed away in April. My father passed away in June. Okay? I talked about that on prior show. I'm not going to talk tonight. I have some new topics tonight. We have a new sponsor. And our new sponsor is Sleep Pittsburgh. Call 412-462-9558. Sleep Pittsburgh is in Homestead. right on 8th Avenue. And let me tell you this, I called them up on the phone and I told them I needed a memory foam mattress. And get this, I didn't have to take out a loan. And they did the order for me on the phone. And I needed it quickly. And guess what? They did instant financing without a credit check. Sleep Pittsburgh, Homestead. They have lift chairs. They have futons. They have day beds. They have bunk beds. They have anything that results in bedding, anything with, if you need a reclining chair, if you need a lift chair, a lift recliner, they have it. And they will not take you to the cleaners with the price. And then guess what? They even deliver. All right. So go to Sleep Pittsburgh today, right on 8th Avenue, right there in the heart of Homestead. All right. 412-462-7858. Call Sleep Pittsburgh today and get your bed, mattress, lift chair. If you need a futon, if you need bunk beds for your kids. And they won't take you to the cleaners, and they'll do it right there on the phone, and they have a website, too, you can order. And they do no credit check financing if you have bad credit. All right, and there's a lot of folks out there that have bad credit. But Sleep Pittsburgh will take very good care of you. All right, we have a comment here from The Drift before we go into our segments here. It says, hello, Ralph, I heard that you lost your dad. I'm sorry, brother. Praying for you. Thank you. Hope you're well. I was in Northeast PA a few weeks ago hiking Riggett's Glen State Park. Have you been there? No, The Drift, I have not. I was the furthest I've been east of Pennsylvania was in Allentown once in the early 90s and at the Stabler Arena. All right. In Bethlehem at the Stabler Arena, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I was also in Lancaster one time. I was with seeing a woman, and I took her son to Thaddeus Stevens University. That's as far as I have been. I may plan to, if my finances can reach where it needs to be, or the WWE returns my phone calls, maybe I can get some media credentials or whatever and go to WrestleMania in Philly. I would love to do that. I have friends in Philly. My wife has a relative in Philly. So I would love to go to Philly and eat a real cheesesteak. All right. All right. Our Chinese wisdom tonight is advancement will come with hard work. You know, it takes Chinese wisdom to figure that out. Isn't that amazing? How does that? It takes Chinese wisdom to figure that out. What, we can't figure that out? That hard work, advancement it requires hard work. Okay. And I'm sad to say that it came from the Chinese, and we didn't discover that it does that because nobody wants to work anyway. And you know how I feel about that and how that goes. Okay. So anyway. All right. Our blast segment tonight's brought to you by Hillcrest Farm and Beef in Richmond, Ohio. Get out to Hillcrest Farm and Beef in Richmond, Ohio. It's 45 minutes from Pittsburgh, right up the hill from Steubenville, Ohio. They have some of the best hay grain beef that you can find. Natural, comes right from the animal. It doesn't. It has no substitute or any kind of that kind of stuff in the meat like you see everywhere else. Okay. All right. Contact them today, 740-346-5442. Also 740-632-2894. Hillcrest Farms, Ohio at gmail.com if you'd like to email them. And also you could check out their website. They are now shipping. You don't have to go to Hillcrest Farm. I suggest you take your family there, take your kids, take your, your wife or whatever, drive out there, take a nice little ride, go across that beautiful suspension bridge going across into Steubenville. It's right up the hill. It's not far from Steubenville. Okay. Check out their website, www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com, and also on their Facebook page. They have some great deals here. I'll give you one of them, and that's their ground beef deal. $95. $95, and you get 20 pounds of ground beef. You know how many hamburgers you can make with that? You know how many meals? Meat sauce for spaghetti, sloppy Joe, anything you want to make that requires meat, ground beef. You got 20 pounds of it, man. All right, that's my favorite package, but they have a few other ones. They have a variety box and a roast box. So check it out on their website, okay? That is www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com. All right, let's get into our blast segment tonight. And our blast segment goes like this here, if I can ever get this out of the way here. There we are. All right. The guy who beat up his girlfriend with a hammer. All right. Who beat up his girlfriend with a hammer. You know what? Shame on you. Why would you beat a woman up with a hammer? Is this where we are today? Or I mean, I'm talking about we're really in a bad way. I mean, this society is completely out of control. All right, shame on you for doing this. That's the way I see it tonight. Next, the Monroeville and Pittsburgh Police SWAT. Pittsburgh SWAT and Monroeville Police went to the wrong house when they were trying to look for someone. And what's sad about all this is the city's playing games with this woman and would not admit that they were wrong. They went to the wrong house. So the Monroeville Police in Homewood, they busted the door down. They destroyed this lady's house, and now she has to sue them because they wouldn't do anything about it to give her back or to compensate her for the damage of her house. All right? That's why I'm blasting the city SWAT team tonight, and I'm blasting Monroeville Police for this. That's a shame. Shame on you for doing that. That is the way I see it. Next, the restaurant in Silver Lake who was charging an extra fee for water and heat and expenses. How in the world do you do that to people who come and patronize at your restaurant? Are you joking with me? Do you know they got in trouble for this? And I'm glad. You don't charge an extra fee for water. You should put that in the price of your food. Watch Restaurant Impossible one time. All right? Watch what Robert Irvine tells you when he tells you how to fix your expenses and how to balance out your food prices. Okay? Then maybe you wouldn't have to do that. And that tonight is the way I see it. All right? Next. The magistrates who are letting drug dealers out on a $1 bail. I have said this many times over and over and over again. And I'll say it again. We have to put the progressives away. These are progressive magistrates that are in this little progressive group of people who are in government. Now they're magistrates. And they're letting people out on $1 bail. The city police decided to do a drug raid downtown. Okay? Finally. They did something. All right? Now, all these drug dealers went through the same judge at the same time, and they got out on $1 bail. I want to know this, and I'm blasting city government. I'm blasting Judge Kimberly Clark because she's the head judge. Why are these magistrates still here? Why haven't they been reprimanded, fined, or whatever? That is disgraceful. That is disgusting. And what you're doing is you're spitting on the police. And I told you that the progressive group of people are doing this, and they're going to continue to do it until you do something about it. That is the way I see it tonight on this. Next, Kennywood. Now, Kennywood here, I'm blasting you again tonight. And you know what? Kennywood, the city of Pittsburgh, the county, I have to blast these people all the time because they do stupid things. Kennywood decided to close on Tuesdays. Then they didn't even put it on the website that they were closing on Tuesdays. Then they get all this backlash from everybody, okay? And now they're reopening on Tuesdays. Why did you even close on Tuesdays? Or even think about that? It was what? Idlewild on Monday, Kennywood on Tuesday, Sandcastle on Wednesday, or something to that effect. I don't know. Okay? This is one of the reasons why I blast you on this program all the time, Kennywood, because you do dumb things. Somebody there needs to be fired. All right, for this who makes these decisions there? Oh, let me guess. Some progressive incompetency. That's the way I see it tonight about Kennywood. Next, the Monroeville Vet Clinic who turned away people who had a sick dog, and this dog almost died. I'm blasting you tonight, okay? That is unacceptable. You do not turn away a dog that needs critical medical attention. And these people who lived out in Monroeville that went to this vet clinic had to drive all the way to Robinson to get something done with their dog because this Monroeville vet clinic turned them away. Sad, shameful. That's the way I see it tonight. That's our blast segment. All right. Tonight, our Bonehead segment's brought to you by DJ Fun. Call DJ Fun today, 412-545-4317. You better hurry because DJ Fun told me dates are booking quickly. All right. If you have a party, a wedding, or a special event, okay, that is when you call DJ Fun. 15 years of experience in doing DJ work and will not take you to the cleaners. 412-545-4317, DJ Fun. Give them a call today. Don't delay. All right. Now our Bonehead segment. The woman who got arrested for slashing tires in Sewickley. Next, another woman who tried to buy a car in Castle Shannon with someone else's credit card and got busted and arrested. Then she goes and says she was given the credit card by a gentleman in Ohio, and then he told her the credit card was good. Oh my. Is this where we are today? That's why legalizing marijuana might not be a good idea. All right, the man who used some credit cards and got caught trying to buy $5,000 worth of stuff with someone else's credit card got arrested, got busted. Boneheaded move. The guy, all right, here we go. The guy at Disney World who got off of a boat ride at got off of a boat ride at Disney World and then dragged his infant son into the water. That was a boneheaded move. And I should have blasted him too, but that's fine. Next, and the last bonehead of the night, of course, guess where again? On an airline. The guy on a plane was headed to, this plane was headed to Amsterdam from Texas, okay? Now listen to this. Was headed to Amsterdam from Texas, got diverted to Chicago because the man was upset about his meal. And he ordered something else, I guess, and he got something else, and he wasn't happy. So he decided to make a big ruckus out of it, attacked the flight attendant. It's terrible, isn't it? Horrible. Really bad. Yeah. That's tonight's Boneheaded segment, brought to you by DJ Fun, 412-545-4317. Call DJ Fun today for all the best in DJ work. This guy does terrific DJ work, I'm telling you. He has all the genres of music, too. 412-545-4317. Call DJ Fun today. Our life story brought to you by our other sponsors as well. Draft 412. Draft 412 is a e-magazine, which you can subscribe to for the low price of $9 a month. Get on Draft 412's website and check out their information because they have information on all types of drafts. And what I mean by all types of drafts is NBA draft, NHL draft, baseball draft, football draft, anything that requires a draft, Draft 412 is on top of it. And you have some great people who are running it. Dave Finoli, well-known author here in Pittsburgh area. Okay. Joe Kuglis, who is a draft expert. Those guys are running this. All right. And they're the best. And so are the rest of the staff at Draft 412. So get on their website today, check them out, subscribe to their e-newspaper, and you can get all of this information sent to your email with Draft 412. All right, let's get started. My life story Tuesday was the radio show. We had a great show, Smoking Jim and I. We had Chris Shefflin on from Robert Morris Football. He talked about football and basketball. He does play-by-play, been there for years. We had him live. I had him live in the studio, which was great. Always great to have someone live in the studio with me as well. All right, Wednesday, I had to take my wife to go I went and got my cortisone shot. All right. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, cortisone shot. And then I took my mom to run some errands. All right. So there we are with that. 10:30 p.m. Wednesday night, I was on with Peter Blake as usual. Those of you who don't know, check out Amped Up Sports' Facebook page. I am on with Mark Mancini and Peter Blake every Wednesday night at 10:30 on the Sports Web. In the Sports Web, we have a segment called Turnbuckle Talk. And what Turnbuckle Talk is, we talk professional wrestling. And we're on for almost close to an hour, I would say. All right. And that's exactly where we are with that on Wednesday night. So tune in. It's a great conversation. Myself, Mark Mancini, Peter Blake. That's every Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. Turnbuckle Talk is part of the Sports Web. Sports Web starts at 9 o'clock with Peter Blake. Usually has some guests on. Leo Haggerty, who's been on our show from Amped Up Sports. Harry the Greek, who has a handicapper show on Sundays with Peter Blake. And he's also on Chicago radio as well. I know some great guests, some great people, and they've been on my show. National folks. All right. They've been on the radio show. The radio show is now national. Okay. And now you can watch it on Beaver County Radio's Facebook page. Subscribe to that. Or I'm sorry, their YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Or you can catch it on my YouTube channel, Ralph Williams RW Media. So those of you who don't have Facebook or don't like Facebook or can't stand Facebook, been in their jail, and you like YouTube, you can watch it now. It's always archived and it's always there. All right. So check out Sports Corner, and we'll some other things. I'll let you know when I'm on other websites and all kinds of other different programs. All right. Before we get back into let's finish up our life story. We have some more comments we're going to read off here. All right. Thursday night did Wrestle Talk at 7:30. First show with our new co-host, Bubba Brewer. I want to welcome Bubba to the program. And it's now Bubba Brewer, myself, Mark Mancini, and Smoking Jim Frazier. Great Wrestle Talk show. Tune in 347-205-9631. Friday, picked up my wife's cake for her birthday. Birthday was on last Saturday. It was great. We had a good time on Friday night. Went to Red Lobster. I took her out then. And then Saturday was my wife's birthday. We went to the car cruise out at Beaver County Radio Studios. Every third Saturday of the month, the Hot Rod Association has a car cruise there at the studios of Beaver County Radio in Brighton Township. They have live band and food truck, and a lot of nice cars there as well. And you'll see the personalities of Beaver County Radio there as well. I was at the one this past Saturday. Next month, I may or may not be there. It all depends on what I have going on. But I would like to be there as well, so you can come out and talk with me. Tell me how great. Tell me if you like or dislike the show. If you want to talk sports, I'll be there. You can sit and talk, have a pop or a soda pop, and enjoy it. All right. And that's it for my life story for this past week. And, so don't forget about the radio show tomorrow, 5 p.m. on Beaver County Radio as well. 5 p.m. with myself, Smoking Jim Frazier. Our guest tomorrow will be JB Ellis from Sideline Sports, which happens to be one of the sponsors of the show there. What they're doing is that he's coming on to talk about baseball, the draft, and the overall status of baseball. And so, that's what's going on tomorrow with him. And, so I would love to, can't wait for that. And also we have Mark Perry coming on. Mark Perry's with the USFL, United States Football League, the Maulers. He's going to talk about what's going on for next year. All right. I want to play a segment here from a business owner, okay, who happens to be some sound footage from an interview on Fox. And another business owner from the South Side is on Fox again, Fox News, talking about the fate of the South Side. All right. And this gentleman's name is Brian Batera. And Brian is the owner of Carson City Saloon. All right. Now listen to this audio. All right, we're getting it here. The audio's coming up right now. Here it comes. No, that's not it. All right, but anyway, and then later on that week, he decides that he's going to go on a rant on KDK about what's happening here. All right, hold on. I got it now.
A popular sports bar in Pittsburgh's South Side is temporarily shutting its doors to protect customers and workers after a recent string of shootings in the area like this one. Not good. Brian Batir, the co-owner of the Carson City Saloon, joins me now. Brian, good morning to you. You're shutting your doors for the first time in 17 years. Tell us why.
Just because of the crime that's been happening. It's been going on for about 2 years, but this summer's just been outrageous.
Yeah.
It's been very difficult, so we decided just for the safety of our staff and our customers that we're going to shut the doors until hopefully it's temporary, but we have to have the city officials and police and the mayor's office figure out a solution for the problem.
What was the final straw for you?
Like I said, we've been thinking about closing for a little bit because of the safety issues. And then my brother worked last Saturday, and the 3 shootings and one ended up in a fatality. The next morning we decided enough is enough. It's not worth shot over. And we made the decision, and it was a difficult decision.
Wow. So there are 3 shootings in one night. My goodness. Is there anything being done to address this crime, Brian?
Not really. We've had about 50 meetings over the last 2 years with other bar owners and residents,
50
with
meetings.
the city officials, mayor's office, police, and it seems like they talk a big game, but nothing's really gotten done, and that's the sad thing about it. And all we really want to do is just stop the violence. It's not a political issue. It's a public safety issue, and that's all we really want to do is stop the violence from happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And you say that there could be a solution in the form of more cops and a curfew. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, the police officers. We used to have 32 police officers working the streets on the south side, and now we have maybe 4 or 5, and they're just understaffed, undermanned, and we need more police. And we respect the police. My grandfather was a city cop his whole life, so we really respect the police, and we really. I just want to say thank you to the staff for sticking with us through COVID.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of the reasons you're closing down is to keep them safe. Brian, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Okay, that was Brian Vatera. Now, Brian owns Carson City Saloon. And tonight, I was prepared to be on his side. Okay? He got on Fox News just like Rich Kupka did, who I can't get on his program. And now I don't even want to deal with Brian Vatera right now, or Vatera, because I'm pissed, angry with him about what he said on KDK radio. All right? We got all these people around here that don't want to be on this program, that won't come on here, but they'll go on that show. I can't get the mayor's assistant to come on here, Maria Montesamo, or whatever her last name is, to come on here. I've reached out to her to have the mayor on here because I need to ask him some questions on this program. All right. And what the mayor doesn't like is when I go to his events and corner him and to get answers, if he would come on my program and give me the answers that I need, then maybe I wouldn't blast him so much. Or I wouldn't blast city government. I try to get Bruce Krause on here. I try to get Bob Charlin, who's, won the primary, who is Bruce Krause's chief assistant. All right. He represents the South Side. And now he ran in the primary, and he is going to be on the ballot to run for city council and take over Bruce Krause's seat. Okay. This is where we are here, folks. All right. I didn't do this. You did. The people who don't want to be on this program because you're afraid of me. You're afraid I'm going to ask you tough questions. And that's the way I am. All right. I'm not nobody's yes man. All right. And here we are, a second bar owner, a second one that has embarrassed this city on Fox News, and the city doesn't seem to care. Ed Gainey gets on TV and constantly just goes on and on and on and keeps blaming the federal government. All right. Let's get to some of these comments real quick here. All right, the drift, woke mind virus, or the woke mind virus has infected every facet of government. Yes, that's the case. Noel, hey Ralph, what's up, bro? Yeah, I'm here. Noel, how are you? No, Jamarcus Russell tonight, and Diggs BTW7 says, "What's up? How you doing?" All right, there we are. Those are in the comment section tonight, and so there we are as well. All right. Anyway, here we are with this again. A second bar owner. Ed Gainey, let me ask you this. How many more, and Larry Sherrod, how many more times does this have to happen before you understand that our city is embarrassed by this? Philadelphia has this problem. But the difference with them and us is they clean it up. Why can't you? And now all of a sudden you got Larry Sherrod on TV now towing the company line about how he's going to do this. Now, I'll give him credit. They did sweep up the drug dealers out of downtown. And we're going to talk tonight again about this progressive movement that I have told you about till I'm blue in the face. Now, this weekend, Kevin Krause and the sheriff's department got involved, and they helped out, which was great. Okay, I'm happy that they are helping out. It should be a collaborative effort. You have county police, you have the sheriffs, and the state police should even get involved. Okay, because if they make an arrest, you get charged with state charges. All right. So let me explain to you what this Brian Vatera said on KDK Radio, and I quote. Here we go. And this is what he said. I pay 7% drink tax to PRT, which is Pittsburgh Regional Transit here in Pittsburgh. The Allegheny County drink tax. Why can't they take that from PRT and move it to public safety? Because the buses that come along here, I haven't seen a good bus ever since. I want to know what you're meaning by a good bus. There's buses that are nice and clean, brand new buses that PRT has. And I know this for a fact, Brian, because Brian, I am the Allegheny County Transit Council president. I and my council, we are a group of advisory board and council to the PRT. So when you made that statement, Brian, you lost an ally in myself. And you lost an ally of everyone that watches this program because of your nonsense on KDK Radio. Okay? You opened up a can of worms with me. I don't think you can close. All right, Brian? Now you're closing your business up, and I understand that because of public safety concerns. And I'm concerned about that as well. But don't pick on PRT because of that problem. That is the mayor and the city of council and the city of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County's problem. Because we have politicians who don't care. Brian, if you watch my show, you'll know that my theme is for this year, nobody cares. Because no one does. There is a majority of people out here that are lazy and don't want to work and don't care about what happens in this economy. All right? We have politicians that don't care as well. Okay? Now, here's the statistic I got. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. I'm done with this. I can't talk about this no more. I'm done. All right. Next, we're going to talk about these e-scooters. Now, we talked about them last show. And they're gone. The funding is over. The state, they don't know what they're going to do with them. So they have been shut down. Now you have all these crybabies out here who are just simply, you know what I mean? They're out here and they're screaming and hollering and going on and on about how I can't get to work now because the scooters aren't around. Okay, you're not the problem. The problem was the city didn't manage this properly. All right? You had 3 kids getting on one scooter and no citation, no cop around to give them a ticket. No cop around to take them to jail. Okay, but the city issued more than 100 citations per week for people riding wrong on these scooters. 100 citations per week. That's why the scooters are gone. Okay? Blame the meatheads. Blame the idiots. Blame the people who don't listen. Blame them. I gave you examples of cities that I've seen that have these e-scooters. I don't see them on handicap ramps. I don't see them blocking sidewalks. I don't see them laying in the street. Okay? Only in Pittsburgh do we screw up something like an e-scooter program. If you can't get to work on the scooter, take the bus. Get on PRT. We're back. You don't have to wear a mask. All right? It's affordable to ride PRT. If you're handicapped, disabled, on low income, go get a half fare card. But no, you're lazy. You don't want to go get a Connect card because you're going to pay less money. All right? You don't want to do that. No. You want to sit there and cry. I can't. There's a Giant Eagle store in every community all over the place. There's Goodwill everywhere. Go to Goodwill and get one. Do you know that on Wednesdays, and I don't know if they still do this or not, if you have a Connect card and you show them a Connect card, you get 50% off your bill at Goodwill. All right? Other grocery stores, small stores have them. They're everywhere now. There's a lot of outlets. There's machines downtown. There's a machine at the main office if you don't want to see the teller. Down at the main office on Smithfield, right where the bus stop is there at 6th and Smithfield. Okay? This is a prime example of what I've been saying about this society today is the laziness. It's disgusting. You would rather pay more money to ride the bus than get up off your ass and go downtown or wherever and go get a Connect card. And you had an opportunity to get one without paying the $1 fee. But you didn't do it. And you get a free transfer for 2 hours. Okay? Or 3 hours or whatever it is. Now, I don't have enough time to get what I need to get done. It's called planning. You know you're going to ride the bus. It's called planning. Okay? That's the way I see it tonight about these scooters. All right? Now we're going to talk about drug dealers released on $1 bond. I've said this many times, and now those of you out there who put these progressive people in here like these magistrates, and I don't know where is Kimberly Clark, the head You know, they had where's Kimberly Clark at? Can somebody please tell me where Kimberly Clark is? Kimberly Clark is the chief judge. She should be doing something about this. This is disgusting. This is insulting to police, and this is insulting to our society. So now all the drug dealers that were downtown doing drugs, selling drugs, dealing drugs, taking drugs, whatever to do with drugs, are now all out on $1 bond. How can our city and our county ever accomplish anything when we have these progressives in here? You voted them in. You, the voter. And it's disgusting. Okay? That's why there's no Schumann Center right now. That's one of the reasons. That's why you have Ed Gainey going up and going, oh, it's the federal government. You know, they really need to, they need to do something about gun policy. No, you need to get a better police force. You need to call Governor Shapiro. You need to get the National Guard in here and clean it up. Why is it that I come up with some simple facts and some simple ideas and nobody wants to deal with them? Because nobody cares. That's where we are today. It's the way I see it with that. Little Baby concert canceled for September 5th at PPG Paints Arena. Here we go again. Another concert like this canceled. And we got these pundits out here. Oh, my concert was canceled. It's racism. No, it's not. Once again, not enough tickets sold. Okay? People don't have the money anymore to go to multiple concerts. All right? And there's a statistic out there that you need to look at in regards to Beyonce. All right? A lot more white folks, Caucasians, go to Beyonce than the blacks. And that's a fact. Okay? Maybe you spent all your money on Taylor Swift. And if you did, then that's too bad. Because the folks that go to Taylor Swift go to Beyonce. They go to Lil Baby, some of them. Okay? So what I'm saying to you is, don't sit there and complain when you didn't go out and buy a ticket. All right? And don't sit there and, again, I said this last show, do not sit there and call people a racist when you're not the one that's going to the show. If you like Lil Baby so bad, you would get a ticket to go to a show. You'd buy his souvenirs, his T-shirts, his CDs or whatever, and everything else. Download his music on Spotify or wherever it is you get it. Okay? Same with Beyonce. I don't know who does planning around here, but there's always too many events going on at the same time. When you don't need to do it like that, you could spread it out and still make money. All right? I've said this many times too. At least Picklesburg has the right idea. Picklesburg is this weekend. They moved it over to Boulevard of the Allies, Stanwyck Street, and over at PPG Place. They spread it out. It was congested and tied up all over the Clementi Bridge. You couldn't even get through. You couldn't get around. It's a fire hazard. It's a hazard if there's a natural disaster or something going on that you have to evacuate. Let's say some psycho decides to run a plane into the Clementi Bridge. Are you going to be able to get off of there fast enough to get out of the way? No. All right. I mean, God help us. I hope that doesn't happen, folks. But, you got to understand this. This is where we are today. Mike says, well, you can thank Ticketmaster. Can't afford tickets when the fees are more than the sticker price. They're choking live events with all additional fees and taxes. Yes, they are. And Mike, and thank you, Mike, for watching. Ticketmaster has egg on their face. for what the Taylor Swift stuff. All right. And now they have to refund tickets for shows that don't draw because they charge too much money, like Mike says. And that's truth. Does the government care to step in and regulate and do things? No. God help us, we can't do. Oh, no. We can't pick on Live Nation and Ticketmaster. All right. I've said many times my disapproval of Starlake Amphitheater. I think it should be closed down. I think if the city would please knock that amusement tax away, I think we could get a outdoor amphitheater somewhere in the city here. We have plenty of land along the river somewhere. And build an amphitheater that could house about 20,000 people like Starlake. So you don't have to take 6 hours to get to Starlake, 10 hours to get into Starlake, and then you miss your show because they have incompetent management out there. And I explained that to you a few shows ago. You should have stuck with the contracted people you had. You wanted to do it all yourself. You wanted your cake and eat it too. Well, guess what? You got your cake, but you can't eat it because you have egg on your face. All right? That's the way I see it tonight. Regional policing. Here we go. In the Mon Valley, East Pittsburgh, North Braddock, and Rankin. My question to Braddock is, why aren't you involved? Now Braddock can't get police to work for them. The chief resigned or got in trouble for something. And the manager, the borough manager or something, they couldn't get along. The secretaries or whoever worked in that office all got up and walked out. So now Braddock is being patrolled by the state police, just like East Pittsburgh. But at least East Pittsburgh was smart enough to get into this merger and to start this Mon Valley Regional Police, which they need to do for better policing, for the public safety. But no, Braddock, since John Fetterman has been gone, I had this conversation today with someone. Since John Fetterman has been gone, Braddock has gone to... All right? Okay? It's gone that way. Because John Fetterman's no longer there. And I don't know who's running Braddock right now, and I really don't care because I don't live there. It is a nice town and could be better if whoever was running it could do what John Fetterman was doing. And John Fetterman still lives there. His wife Giselle still has a little store there. It's called the Free Store. They still have all that, ties with the community and all. It's community's police force. So they soil the bed. And guess what happens now? The state police have to take over. Put more strain on the state police because you want to be a meatheads. Okay? That's the way I see it tonight about that. But I'm glad that there is some kind of regional policing going on. Next. Beaver County has approved the funding for a new regional juvenile detention center. Regional now. Not just Beaver County, regional. Rich Fitzgerald, Bethany Hallam, all you folks that want this, and myself, that want a big enough juvenile facility to put everybody in. Okay? And then you'll get these parents, oh my God, Beaver County, you see my child. Well, why don't you take control of your child's life and not make sure that he's not out there doing criminal activity, and then you wouldn't have to go to Beaver County to go see your child. Okay? All right? So at least Beaver County has stepped up. They've stepped up a lot in this. And have approved funding for a regional facility. All right? So you go ahead and you vote for Sarah Honorado. I'm voting for Joe Rocky. You got unions out here voting for Joe Rocky. You know why? Because Sarah Honorado is going to put this county into the ground. That's why. And I don't care if I lose friends over it. That's the way I see it tonight. Hooray for Beaver County. Chief Larry Sherrod made a statement about the South Side. I like that. Give you another applause, Larry. Chief Sherrod. He said if you're under 18 years old, don't come to the South Side. My question to the chief is now, are you going to toe the company line with Mayor Gainey, or are you going to do your own thing? I want you to do your own thing as a chief. Do what you think is right to fix this problem. I understand now the drug enforcement's back. I understand they have some other task force back and going. Good. I don't know what happened with Scott Schubert. All I know is the stories I heard from some of my police friends on the force, that morale was bad. He was a good guy, but he didn't know how to fix the morale. Okay? And he made some dumb decisions because Mayor Peduto sat at Cappy's bar and decided he was going to make these dumb decisions as well. All right? Why would you cripple your police officers to ride around without ticket pads? Oh, they can't pull nobody over and give out a ticket. Oh, no, we can't do that. But then you got Michael Lamb complaining that the city's losing money or the city is having problems but that's a source of revenue. Oh, but it ties my officers up. I don't have enough officers. Whose fault is that? And I don't want to hear no excuses no more of lack of buildings and things like that. You have a piece of property that you just bought for $1 up at the Highland Drive VA. And you haven't done anything with it. And you had money to fix these buildings, and you took it and moved it to something else. All right. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to build homeless camps or homeless or whatever kind of organized housing or however that goes. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. So there we are with that. The city of Pittsburgh will continue to be the city of Pittsburgh. Nothing will ever change. All right. The Writers Guild strike. Got all you people out here. Oh, they make all kinds of money. Oh, they can do this and that. Let me tell you something. You have actors now. Actors, big known ones, getting involved in this strike. Because if it's not for the writers and the producers and the people behind the scenes, nothing gets done. Thank you, movie picture executives, because now Pittsburgh's economy is going to hurt because the mayor of Kingstown can't be done, and it's going to create a job loss across the whole board, which we already have issues with jobs now. I know we have a segment of lazy people who just don't want to work, but there are folks who have these jobs that do need it to work. They just built they're building a brand new production facility over in the Cary Furnace because we're getting so much business from movies and series and things like that. The mayor of Kingstown signed a 10-year contract for the city to use their buildings and things like that in the area of Braddock and all that. Okay? For the second season of The Mayor of Kingstown was filmed here in Pittsburgh and will continue to be for the next 10 years. But now it's at halt, and then you're going to sit there and then you're going to say, oh, well, my program is not coming on. It's not as meant to be. Well, that's because you are one of those people who are sitting there complaining because these people you claim make too much money. All right? It is disgusting that the heads of these companies, and Starbucks lies too, they get on there and they go, oh, well, we respect people for forming a union. Then you don't want to sit down and deal with a contract with these people. And then when they decide to form a union, you want to fire people. And you've had so much egg on your face because what you did was you try to fire these people, and that's against labor laws. And I love these companies that think they can get around the law. And it doesn't work that way. That tonight is the way I see it. All right. Some small topics here before we go. MyPillow has reported losses of $100 million. Wow, that's a shame. You know why? Tax evasion, He did something on public or social media, didn't pay his taxes, got caught, got busted, and now he's taking a loss. Mike Lindell now is on TV liquidating sheets. I heard they had to close a couple warehouses and liquidate them to clean up this $100 million loss. His product is great. I've got his pillows. All right. And it's for real. I sleep the best with his pillows. I've never had as good a sleep as I've had, seriously, with his pillows. All right. Maybe he'll come and sponsor my shows. And I can start making a little bit of, a little bit of stuff with this. All right. He's $100 million in debt. I wouldn't be on TV. You know what the cost is for advertising on TV compared to the cost that I have for advertising and sponsorship? I'm not going there. All right. An alligator was spotted swimming in a creek near Upper Darby. Wow. Unbelievable. An alligator. Somebody had to put that alligator there because there's no sense of alligator being there unless somebody put it there, had it as a pet. It's the way I see it tonight. All right, our final topic of the night. Some McDonald's are charging $1 for a bag surcharge. Oh, my gosh, these people are terrible. What is going on here? What are you doing? Like McDonald's don't make enough money as it is, and you want to charge $1 for a bag. Oh, my. Jeez. Oh, my. You know what? That's a shame. But anyway, that is it for us tonight here on The Way I See It, every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. Now, don't forget tomorrow night, 5 p.m. or tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., Beaver County Radio, WBVP, WMBA, 99.3 FM, 1230 AM, 1460 AM in Western Pennsylvania, and also on live on Beaver County Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and live on their website. You can listen to the show. And if you have their app, you can listen to the show. There is no excuse for any reason why you can't listen or watch the Sports Corner with myself and Smoke and Jim Frazier. The show is going up. Tomorrow night, our guest is JB Ellis from Sideline Sports. JB Ellis will talk about baseball, the Major League Baseball draft. We'll be talking Pirates, Steelers, passion. All right. A whole bunch of stuff we're talking about tomorrow on Sports Corner. All right. Also, my other guest will be Mark Perry from the USFL. We'll talk about the 2024 season. And I got news for you. No, the Maulers are not coming back to Pittsburgh yet. Why? I don't know. We'll ask Mark Perry. All right. He's with the USFL. I'm Ralph Williams. This has been The Way I See It. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.